Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. A missing woman was found dead in 29 Palms over the weekend. According to the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office, a person walking their dogs in the desert area between Adobe Road and Mesquite Springs Road on Saturday afternoon reported finding human remains to county sheriff's deputies. The San Bernardino County Coroner's Office identified the remains as belonging to Jacqueline Brianna Murray, a 38-year-old resident of 29 Palms, who was reported missing on November 25th. The sheriff's office says she went missing from a family's residence in the 73,200 block of Raymond Way in the 29 Palms area, and that she left on foot. The sheriff's office considered Murray to be voluntarily missing as of December 5th and issued a poster with her details on December 6th. The sheriff's office said that the investigation is being handled by the Morongo Basin Station and the Coroner's Division, that no cause of death has been provided at this time, and that the autopsy is still underway. Z107.7 will provide updates on this story as we learn more. Last night, the Yucca Valley Town Council held their first full meeting of the year. Online news editor Robert Hayden was there and files this report.
The meeting started with Mayor Lombardo proclaiming January as School Board Appreciation Month, thanking members of the MUSD board that were in attendance, along with CMC board members who couldn't make it, for their service to the public, private, and parochial schools that have a positive impact to the town and its residents. The town council then considered a change to the development code that would allow special events to be held in residential areas, albeit with a permit and with limits depending on the type of event and number of guests. After a suggestion by Councilmember Schooler to increase the maximum number of days per event from 2 days to 3, the council adopted the ordinance. New street signs are popping up as part of the Yucca Valley Townwide Beautification Project. Public Works Director Alex Keisha reported that over 1,200 street signs will be replaced over the next year at about 100 per month starting this January. The improvements to Essex Park were officially accepted as complete. The dog park had a series of upgrades and expansions in 2023, with Director Keisha noting that some mud from the last storm has been cleaned up and they're looking into preventing the problem in the future. In staff reports, Deputy Town Manager Shane Stuckel noted that there was public concern over a rumored application for a hotel on Yucca Mesa Road. Stuckel says a project of that scope would take 1 to 2 years before it would even have a hearing at the Planning Commission.
Once an application is filed, people will know about it. All that information will be available. The community will be asked to participate as we do with all land use decisions. But again, nothing is on file at this time. And we don't know when an application, if it will be filed, or if yes, when will it be filed. We don't know till it walks in the door. They submit the application and the application fees.
The next town council meeting will be Tuesday, February 6th. You can find a longer version of this story with more details on last night's meeting on our website, Z107.7FM.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
Last night, the 29 Palms Planning Commission cleared the path for a new brewery and brew pub in the city's downtown, right next to Freedom Plaza. Reporter Heather Clisby has more.
At the 29 Palms Planning Commission meeting last evening, a conditional use permit was granted for a new brewery and brew pub at 73565 29 Palms Highway. Mike Usher, co-owner of Ground Squirrel, just a few storefronts away, and business partners Eric Smith and Joel Patterson applied last July to establish an official location for the 29 Beer Company. In addition to brewing beer, the new business will also offer coffee, to-go breakfasts, and a full beer and food menu. The owners will use the 2,800 square feet of existing building and add a 700 square foot patio. The trio hopes to establish the city's first brewery, quite likely the only operating brewery for 75 miles. Upon approval, Mike Usher addressed the commission.
I just want to thank the staff very much. This has been a much more enjoyable process than my first go-around, and so I would just want to thank you all for your hard work and for working with us to make this happen. So thank you all, and we're just very excited to get this going and to have another great place to eat and drink in downtown.
The building previously housed King Buzzard Tattoo, which will set up their new ink spot at 5686 The Plaza in the city's historic district. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Heather Clisby.
The 29 Palms City Council will hold a special session meeting today at 11 a.m. The meeting was announced late yesterday morning. The sole agenda item for today's meeting is a closed session to discuss the open position of city manager. Larry Bowden has been operating as interim city manager since Frank Lucchino left the role in October. Applicants have until tomorrow to submit for the city manager position. The council will share any reportable actions from the closed session with the public when the session concludes. The Morongo Valley Community Services District Board of Directors will hold their regular 6 p.m. meeting tonight in Covington Park's multipurpose room. Assignment reporter Gabriel Hart has a look at tonight's agenda.
For the meeting's agenda, the board will approve minutes from previous meetings, then adjourn to closed session, continuing Fire Chief Breakbill's performance evaluation in conference with labor negotiator. After closed session reports, new business action items to approve include an updated Fire Chief job description and contract, an interim general manager contract for Brittany Chavez, updated MVCSD handbook, and an audit draft from Smith, Marion & Co. With CSD office construction concluding this month, the board will approve a bid for internet installation. Continuing from last week's special meeting discussion on revenue ideas, President Gorky will propose a draft of the new CSD supporter program, offering residents a chance to pay a small monthly fee in support of Morongo Valley's emergency services. The board will also review the nominees for the 2023 Chuck Osborne Awards, given to residents who have shown outstanding volunteer efforts. The board will review, discuss, and recognize this year's recipient. For residents that are delinquent in paying their outstanding EMS bills, the board will discuss sending these unpaid bills to collections. Reporting for Z107.7, this is assignment reporter Gabriel Hart.
Joshua Tree's Joshua Basin Water District meets in regular session today at 5:30 p.m. Reporter Mike Lipsitz tells us what's on the agenda.
Directors are expected to approve a request for proposals for a reservoir refurbishment project, after which they will receive the first quarter financial report. That quarter ended on September 30th. The Joshua Basin Water District meets at the district office on Choita Road in Joshua Tree, where the public is welcome to attend. Instructions for remote attendance may be found with this story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Mike Lipsitz.
And finally, the Battle of the Ball kicks off tonight in Trojan Gym when the High Desert's two high school girls basketball teams face off. When the 8-0 first place Lady Trojans from Yucca Valley High School host the second place 6-2 Wildcats from 29 Palms High School to determine first place heading down the final stretch of the regular season. Tip-off is set for the new time of 7 p.m. at Trojan Gym. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear news happening, let us know about it. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z1077 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmetz.